Yaddle Chattle!
Yaddle Chattle.
It's a Star Wars podcast. It's Jedi Jared. It's Darth David. That's my name. And we're here and we're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to talk to Star Wars. We're ready to bring the excitement. We're ready to bring the electricity, Jared. As it's going to be an action-packed, exciting Yaddle Chattle. Many things I'd like to discuss. Ewan McGregor, comments about Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. Daisy Ridley, she's getting in the old PR game. She's got a little quote of her own. We're going to check that out. Controversies, chaos. Oh, my Lord. It's all happening. You want a Star Wars podcast that is both fair, loving of Star Wars, but also not going to put up with the bullshit? You've tuned into the right place, Daddy. Yaddle Chattle, Darth David, Jedi Jared. That's the name of the game. You want some of the shows, from what I've been told, are very negative. They like to be super duper negative shows for the clickbait. Other shows I've been called are shills, where all they do is compliment stuff. Yaddle Chattle, we're just fair and honest. When we love it, we go crazy, and when it sucks, we go, fuck you!
As the old adage is, calling balls and strikes, right?
Calling balls and strikes, Daddy, that's all Yaddle Chattle does. That's why Yaddle Chattle is hosted by a Sith, in myself, Darth David, and a Jedi, in Jared Fishman. Fishman, like a fish man. That's your actual name? Fishman? Now, was your family fishermen? I would imagine, right?
Probably.
Who knows? You could have gone all the way back to the biblical times. Maybe some of your guys worked with, like, Peter, the fisherman for Jesus, who was always out there catching shitloads of fish.
Potentially.
Or something like that. Or maybe he would only catch one fish and then say to Jesus, can you multiply this now? And then what would happen is Jesus would spill water on it, on the fish, and that makes them multiply, just like gremlins. But if you feed those fish after midnight, they turn into fucking monsters. So just be very careful, okay, when you're asking Jesus to start multiplying fish. Now, how great would that be? Have you ever done one of those ancestry things, those DNA things, and see how far you the Jared Fishman clan go back?
I haven't done that, but my wife's done that.
I'd be really interested in for you.
Well, I mean, it's all Eastern European shtetl. Shtetl's like a little village where all the Jews live. That's what it's called.
Jesus.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
That's what a shtetl.
Oh, you're of Jewish ancestry.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
for a second.
So, my brother did Ancestry. My brother actually did Ancestry.com.
He did.
Or the 23andMe. He did 23andMe. 23andMe, he found out we were 99.99999% Ashkenazi Jewish.
What's Ashkenazi? I love the name, though. Sounds like a fucking exotic planet from Star Wars, if you ask me. Let's go to the Ashkenazi system.
Well, there's Ashkenazi Jews, and then there's Sephardic Jews.
How about the Oshkosh Panache?
Oshkosh Bagosh?
Oh, yeah, Oshkosh Bagosh Jews. Do they exist?
Probably.
They wear overalls.
They're from Wisconsin. It's the Jews that are from primarily Eastern Europe.
Okay.
But it's the European Jews.
Okay,
And then
you've said...
The Sephardic
Let
Jews
me ask you a question.
Are the
You're
Middle
Jewish.
Eastern...
You're Jewish, right?
Yes.
I feel like the word Jew is... It's close to anti-Semitic, even the word. But you're a Jew saying Jews, so I'm allowed to say that? It just feels like you should say Jewish person if you're not Jewish.
You could say the Jews.
The Jews.
Right? You could say I am a
I'm just
Jew.
uncomfortable with the word. I feel like it's slightly...
I mean, you could be... I don't know why you'd feel uncomfortable.
Listen.
Your children
I'm
are half
allowed
Jewish.
to feel for my Jewish brethren.
Your children are half Jewish.
No, they're not. They are like 90% Irish. Just because one person had some Jewish blood does not mean, and I don't care. But I mean, yes, they certainly have blood and ancestry, and that's fine. But the goddamn...
So do you know where the whole mother's mother thing is? Like,
yeah, but that's bullshit. So one person dictates the whole fucking ancestry for everyone else?
It's an ancient thing because sometimes...
Who gives a shit? We don't live in ancient times anymore.
You didn't know who the father was, but you always knew who the mother was. So that's why the tradition became...
On that side of the family, there are more Christians even on that side of the family is my point.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes!
I was always under the impression that it was all Jewish.
No!
Oh, okay.
No, that's one like little side, and then the whole rest of the other side is like they're all like Puritan Irish American Christian types.
Okay.
Or like, like more like Protestant American, normal named type people.
So my wife has been doing the Ancestry.com thing because she bought it for her father, and that now she's kind of become obsessed. She found out that her relatives go all the way back to Jamestown.
Wow!
Like they were one of the first 5,000.
James Smith. He created
John
that.
Smith.
John Smith.
Well, no, I don't think he did. It's named after King James.
Yeah, that's right. King James.
Like the
I
Bible.
remember that shit. They taught us that in 2nd grade.
Well, yeah.
It's been a long time since I thought about all these people.
Basically, my wife's ancestors have been here
fucking,
since
they didn't know
the early
shit.
1600s.
They didn't know how to farm. These fucking idiots.
Well,
they came at the exact wrong time where all the dirt was frozen.
No, that was the Mayflower.
That's all one and the same.
Well, I mean, never mind. I'm not going to quibble.
Yeah.
But
Don't quibble.
But
I don't count America until a little man named GWB, baby. George Washington Bridge steps in and says, the goddamn, this is America, and we're not fucking taking it anymore. Any of that 1600s shit, whatever.
Okay.
That's all confusing. But this is Yaddle Chattle. This is goddamn Star Wars. Let's get into it. Pial.
Okay.
Daisy Ridley.
Okay. Well,
couple of quotes. I have them here on the old phoner.
I feel so bad for her.
You should. People like you have ruined the fucking girl's life. She just did an
ruined
interview
anything.
where she said she has holes in her stomach due to the anxiety of
Ulcers.
motherfuckers like Jared Fishman shitting all over the goddamn sequel trilogy.
I mean,
holes in her stomach.
It's not her fault. That's not her fault. I don't blame actors unless they give a poor performance in a role. Like, it's the writing and the directing. Those are the people you blame.
I agree.
I'm not one of those people that shitted on the actress Kelly Marie Tran for Rose.
Agreed.
That was Ryan Johnson for writing
Agreed.
a poorly
I
written
never,
character.
ever get mad at the actor for shitty dialogue. I don't. But here's the good thing. Here's the interview.
In fact, you know what? No, I'm going to take a little umbrage to that.
Whoa! Fired up today. I love it.
I was watching the Jingle All the Way with my kid during Christmas.
I used to love it. I was really excited when you got fired up, and then you brought up Jingle All the Way.
Well, no, because Jake Lloyd's in that.
Oh.
He plays Arnold Schwarzenegger's son.
Oh.
And I was like thinking about like...
Is that pre or after Phantom Menace?
I'm not sure. It's around the
I'm
same
not
time.
sure.
It's
Okay.
like around the same time. But I felt awful for him.
Yeah, you should. You should. People like you made that fucking kid go crazy.
I didn't make him go crazy.
Yes, you did.
Maybe when I was a teenager.
Yes,
but
you did.
Not,
People, George Lucas and Jake Lloyd and Jar Jar ruined my childhood, and they didn't say ruined. Just don't want
People are allowed.
use that word, the actual word, because it's
our word.
Crazy.
I get it. People are allowed to change their opinions if they still hold
with
that opinion after years later and after the sequel trilogy, for that matter.
Fair.
I don't know what to tell you.
Fair.
Because I feel awful for that kid. I feel like so many people ruined that kid's life. Like, he had to move to Australia.
Yeah, he had to get out of here.
He got so...
It was all people like you on fucking Reddit and message boards saying little Jake Lloyd ruined the movie. Can I get to Ray?
Yeah, sure.
Daisy Ridley says this in a new magazine interview. I feel like this is Collider, but maybe it's not. Oh, no, it's Variety. Excuse me. Okay.
Ooh, the big one.
Yeah, something of merit. This is what they say. You're reprising your role as Rey in a new Star Wars movie directed by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. How will the franchise's first female filmmaker impact the series? So that's what the interview in Variety says. Here's what Daisy Ridley says, quote, "The short answer is I don't know. I'm excited to do the job, but not because Sharmeen is a woman. Her documentaries are amazing. Her idea for the story is cool as shit. No spoilers, but she gave me a rundown of the entire story. If it weren't amazing, I would have been like, okay, call me in 5 years, but it's worthwhile. I bring up this quote because they're listening. And I'm taking this as a slight win, a slight victory, not just for Yaddle Chattle, but for all of us who rightfully. Sorry that there were some people who pushed back and thought that anyone who fucking dare criticize Charmin Obaid Chinoy and her stupid ass comments, that somehow, toxic masculinity or any of that bullshit. No.
I mean, we are
men can be fucking assholes and are. But guess what? Women can be assholes and sometimes are. And anyone's allowed to call out anyone. Okay? Sorry. And just because you call out someone doesn't mean... And I think the fallout that she got from a lot of folks saying, oh my God, for the millionth time,
just fucking
Star
stop.
Wars shouldn't be about some very temporary, going on right now, societal issue.
Oh,
That's
really?
not Star Wars. Star Wars is timeless. We want these movies and more importantly, these storylines to have value 20 years, 30, 50 years from now.
Okay.
The way Episode 4 does. It's almost a 50-year-old movie. And it still holds up brilliantly because it's timeless. And for anyone thinking, oh, well, George Lucas. Nope. Bullshit. 2 fucking things. The George Lucas 1978 Playboy article interview and another interview that he did where he said the whole point of the original Star Wars was to escape modern day society, escape your problems, go relax, have a good time in the movie theater for 2 hours, and also, yes, established a modern day myth. But it was escapism. It was never, I need to talk about societal issues. And this is the point. This is why fucking Charmin, first of all, her name is goddamn too fucking long to remember. Charmin Obaid Chinoy. Or is it Charmin Chinoy Obaid? Charmin Obaid Chinoy. Okay, regardless, this Charmin Obaid Chinoy just doesn't get it. The messaging. We understand the messaging that everyone needs to be treated equally. When you keep delivering the same message, it's called beating a dead horse. People get resentful when they keep being told the same thing over and over again. If you have an employee and you're like, hey, hey, I need those reports on Friday, tell them. And the employee's going to be good. Oh, thanks, boss. Thanks for reminding me. Yep, you got it. If you keep telling him on the hour, every hour, I need those reports on Friday, the fucking employee's going to fucking hate the person. The message has gotten in. Everyone's welcome. Everyone can come in, but make cool stories with cool characters that fucking kick ass. It's that simple. Comments? Jared.
I think we are more or less beating a dead horse.
Who?
Us.
Why?
Because this is a big issue, and we're going to continue to beat a dead horse. So maybe we could.
Well, I wouldn't say we are beating a dead horse.
I would say
I'm saying we are discussing something that Daisy Ridley just talked about in an interview.
Well, she's also getting paid $15 million to do this movie, so it's a big deal.
Right. Well,
so
we're not the ones though beating the dead horse. What is beating the dead horse are the people creating Star Wars. So when the people who create Star Wars beat the dead horse, then we have to fucking talk about it.
No,
and point out that they are the ones beating a dead horse.
I know,
because I don't.
It's very meta.
Well, because yeah, but I mean, also you are the host of Yaddle Chattle. We don't want to be saying we're beating a dead horse ourselves because we're not the ones beating a dead horse. No, but honestly, I really feel this way.
I agree.
They are the ones beating the dead horse.
But because the problem is
we have to fucking discuss what happens in the world of Star Wars,
this is what I'm talking about when I feel bad for her. It's like she's given this interview with one of the biggest entertainment publications, like Premiere. Like it's them, it's Empire.
Variety, yeah.
Variety is considered like the top.
That's what this is, Variety.
Right?
Yeah.
And the first question, or one of the questions right off the bat is, what's it like working for a woman director? And I can only imagine if she wasn't physically rolling her eyes, she was rolling her eyes in her mind because that's the last thing she wants to have to answer.
She doesn't want any more controversy. Disney doesn't want any more controversy. So stop hiring people who are going to say stupid, controversial things. And then don't get mad at us and say we're beating the dead horse, Disney. I'm just going to pretend that Kathleen Kennedy got a hold of Jared's head and mouth for 5 seconds there. And that was actually Kathleen Kennedy speaking through Jared's vessel. because you can't get mad at the people delivering the message and commenting on your beating of said dead horse. Can't get mad at us. And you're right. This shit is a problem, and it's repetitive, but it's repetitive because it's mistakes they keep making.
Oh, I don't disagree with you, but the problem.
Cut the shit.
The problem that I think we have is there's a bubble where everyone wants what Star Wars initially gave: escapism. We have jobs, we have families, we have bullshit, and then when you want to go to the movie theater now, it costs like anywhere between $50 to $100 if you've got a family of 4, right?
Yes.
Tickets, like for a thing like Star Wars,
it's
that's
$50 minimum.
It's an event, right?
Minimum. Just for the tickets, family of 4, absolutely.
And then so you're spending about $100 to take your family out to a movie theater for 2.5 hours, and you don't want to hear the same shit you read in the newspapers, you see online, you see on television.
That. They don't. They feel Hollywood consistently feels like they need to be the ones to tell everyone how to act and live and this and that. And they don't. They shouldn't be. As everyone on the planet Earth knows, Hollywood itself is beyond fucked up.
Well, yeah.
Beyond dark, shady, and at times straight up fucking evil.
Yeah.
With the Harvey Weinstein shit. So never get on your high horse and soapbox and try to tell us about how to behave, okay? Because they don't know. They don't know. Remember all those stupid celebrities singing Imagine? So fucking out of touch.
Yes.
Like every single last one of them was more out of touch than the other. It was all spearheaded by Wonder Woman. It was her stupid plot in the first place.
What about?
And it's just they don't know what regular people are going through. And what a lot of did you see this?
Oh, what now?
No, it's not even Star Wars. Fucking Elmo, the verified
Elmo
Muppet Sesame Street character.
He was known as, before my kids started actually saying Elmo, she would just say Mo.
Okay.
Like, she loves Mo.
All right, fine. That's not the point.
No, I know.
Elmo took to Twitter, asked everyone how everyone's feeling.
Hi, everybody. How's everyone feeling here today?
That's a pretty good Elmo impression.
Hi, everyone. I'm Elmo. Talk to me about how you're feeling, okay?
And one person after another, including celebrities, were like, I'm feeling really sad. Like, I'm bummed. Like, I'm struggling to get by. Like, it was adults, like, using this little stupid, hi, is everyone okay? How you feeling? And 1,000 comments of people just saying, I'm struggling to get by. On a day-to-day basis, I'm struggling to make it on this thing called planet Earth. Like, existence right now is hard. So to your point, more than ever, people need some escapism and to forget about the fucking shithole, which is contemporary society in 2024, aka close to the end times.
Well, I think that is part of the reason why Oppenheimer made $1 billion. Even if Barbie had an overt message, it was still some amount of escapism. And the Super Mario Brothers movie, they all made like about $1 billion.
Did great.
Because,
did what Star Wars used to. Took people's minds off of things. Didn't, just took people's minds off of shit.
Like, it was, Barbie was entertaining, but like.
I didn't see it. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
It just, the message it was very overt in the messaging.
Men bad.
Or you're Ken enough or something like that.
Patriarchy. type of shit.
Yeah, I guess.
I get it. Men are fucking bad. Do you understand?
I'm not.
We get it.
You're not.
No, we are.
Why?
How about this? Because what we want to do now is move on from that message. So, on behalf of all men on the planet Earth, I will be the male spokesman for every man on the planet Earth. We all suck. We're evil. We're bad. We accept it.
I don't.
You got it out of us. Now, let's move on.
I'm all
We
for
accept
moving
it.
on.
We
but
accept
I'm
it.
not going to accept
No, he is. He's a man, all men bad, but now let's move on. The message has been received. Can we now just do cool shit again? Thanks. Daisy Ridley also said, when asked about Josh Horowitz on his podcast, Happy, Sad, Confused, he asked her about the fans' reaction to the sequels, specifically Rise of Skywalker.
Oh.
Not Last Jedi.
Oh,
Isn't that
well,
interesting? She says, it's still upsetting. Fans' reception to the sequels. She says, Daisy Ridley, quote, it's still upsetting. You don't want people to feel like you've not served the thing they're a fan of. She says she recognizes it was super divisive in different ways, but doesn't change about how she feels about the experience, which she feels is a positive experience.
She got to work on a tentpole, like big budget blockbuster. I've seen this. I've seen this quote go around on social media that like the advice that J.J. Abrams gave, and the paraphrase it is like, this is not a movie. The fans believe it's like some kind of religion, and I kind of
J.J. Abrams psyched himself out for a lot of this shit.
And I kind of feel like, wow.
I feel like he may have psyched out some of his actors.
Geez, dude, maybe you should have taken some of that advice when you wrote The Rise of Skywalker.
Well, he didn't. Yeah, but you know what happened there. That was Kathleen Kennedy. No, Kathleen Kennedy said, well, we all fucked this trilogy up. You got to get back to work.
No, I get that.
He didn't want to make Rise of Skywalker.
I understand that, but it's like when you get lemons, you make lemonade, and all he did was just
pissed. He made lemon piss.
Yeah, he pissed instead.
Although, okay, can I just say something? Just watched Rise of Skywalker. Okay?
Yes.
I had the most enjoyable viewing of Rise of Skywalker that I've ever had.
How much under the influence were you?
Okay, I'm going to get to that. Marijuana is legal in the state of New Jersey, by the way. Is it not?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So maybe that's what was going on.
Okay.
But here's the pathetic truth, and this is pathetic. Okay, you know what? Yaddle heads, this is me. I'm throwing myself under the bus. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay? Yeah.
What happened?
No. I'm honest with everything and everybody. And I'm going to be honest. I am apparently a moronic fucking idiot who doesn't have the ability to think. Because I always got a little confused with Rise of Skywalker. The one guy's got, they got to get a thing. The viewfinder, they got to go over here.
The holocron.
How do they know where to stand? How does she know where to look with the fucking thing? And then this and then that. Then we got to go over here. It's a fucking scavenger hunt, man. And then we got Ochi. Who the fuck is that? And he's a Jedi guy and a hunter, and they're looking for Ochi's ship. And I always found that while I liked the movie because I'm a massive Palpatine guy, as you know, I was always a little confused. I don't know what happened. It was the amount of marijuana I was smoking, and combined with it was probably the 10th viewing, I would say, conservatively, of The Rise of Skywalker that I've had. But what my suggestion is, after 10 viewings and some weed,
you got it?
Damn good movie. I got everything. I was getting all the little twists and turns and subplots and viewfinders and Ochi's ship. It all of a sudden made tons of sense to me. And I really enjoy that movie. I think that's a really fun movie. I think it's underrated. That's fucking hot take day for you.
Oh, wow. Wow, that is a hot take.
The Rise of Skywalker is good. She probably shouldn't have killed Ben Solo at the end of it. Because again, like, hey guys, do you understand this is a franchise? It's why George didn't want to fucking kill anyone off. Yeah, everyone else, you're begging him to kill off either Han or even Lando in Jedi, to have Lando go up the Death Star. George's like, no, gotta sell action figures. No one dies.
Business is to be made. Plus, if we're going to make sequels, I want everyone available.
But he's not wrong.
Oh, no.
We've discussed this before. It's chess pieces on the board. It's why they couldn't kill Luke Skywalker in Episode 8. You can't take off chess pieces on the board.
You don't take... Okay. I guess we could get into it
No,
now.
I mean, discuss. Rise Skywalker. When's the last time you seen this?
A while ago.
Okay, will you immediately after Yaddle Chattle go home, smoke marijuana? As I don't know why you're judging me. I know you happen to engage in some of this type of behavior as well, because you live in the legalized marijuana state of New Jersey too.
I enjoy a glass of wine here and there.
Uh-huh. That's code, folks, for smoky, wokey, tokey, bokey.
No, I like white wine. And I like rum. I like a nice rum and Coke Zero.
And Coke Zero. If you're drinking the rum, give yourself a real Coke.
No.
What? That's disgusting.
I mean, so
Coke Zero?
Oh, I love it. I'm addicted.
With the rum?
Yeah.
No,
Pepsi
no.
Zero Sugar? Yeah, I love it.
Give yourself a real Coke if you're going to do Coke and rum is my
Or
point.
I love doing gin and Fresca.
What are we talking about? What is this, fucking booze chat?
It's
fucking Yaddle Chattle, brother.
It's Cantina Chat.
Rise of Skywalker. Talk to me.
Okay. It's been a while.
It's been a while
I will
since I was funny.
I will
Go ahead, please.
rewatch it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this is very reminiscent of a previous time where I guess you're gonna do Palpatine.
No, I'm not going to do shit. The fuck? Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm waiting for you to fucking talk. Do you like Rise of Skywalker? When's the last time you've seen it?
A very long time ago.
It's been a while? Has it been a while?
Yes.
It's been a while. Hello and welcome to Palpatine Sings the Hits. I'm gonna do all late 90s, early 2000s songs, like Stained. It's been a while since I first found ya.
What about Freak on a Leash?
Freak on a Leash by Korn. You ever hear that song? Yeah. Here's the other one that I like. Jimmy. How about this? Mossy Playground.
Oh, Sex and
No,
Candy.
no, yeah. I smell sex and candy. Yeah.
What about
Who's that lounging in my chair?
is it Father of
I
Mine?
smell sex and candy. Yeah.
Father of
You know what I always like to? Space Hawk. Space Hawk. Space Hawk. Like the only one. Like the only one. Oh, my microphone's out of batteries. Time to go. Fuck you, everyone. And make sure you kill Alderaan. And if it's dead, kill it again.
I will rewatch it.
Rise of Skywalker?
I don't have high hopes for it because I was very milquetoast about it when I saw it in the theater. I took my nephew to see it.
No, milk toast, is that the proper word? I was very lukewarm.
Lukewarm, yes.
Right.
Lukewarm about it.
Because I don't think milk toast.
It's a very milquetoast movie.
There you go.
Lukewarm reception
For a milk toast movie. Okay, you're entitled. Do what I say. Just do what I say. Treat yourself. Have a nice, relaxing evening.
Not tonight.
Tonight. It has to be tonight. I want to know what your thoughts and opinions are.
I don't have 2.5 hours tonight.
God
to do that.
damn you.
It's not going to happen. We're going to end up watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Ewan McGregor talks episode 1. Similar comments. He says, it was really hard being part of a movie that everyone fucking hated.
I don't know how everyone could have hated that movie when it made all of that money.
He didn't hate it. He said it was really odd being a part of a movie that everyone hated. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. You're saying you don't think the whole box office people hate it. The audience didn't hate it as much as people feel. Is that what you're saying?
I think I rewatched that more recently than The Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
And like I said, if George had written like maybe 2 or 3 more drafts out of each of those films, I think he really would have had. He had a lot of the elements there.
I like Phantom Menace. As I told you, the
He needed
little Anakin Qui-Gon in Tatooine with Shmi Skywalker goes. Jesus, what the fuck was that?
That thing?
Was it this?
I don't know what that was.
Damn it. Fucking like World War III alert went off here. That was the fucking microphone?
I have no idea.
I don't know, but it scared the shit out of me. I've never heard that noise on the planet Earth before.
Oh,
Fucking
wow.
terrifying.
Okay.
What was I even talking about?
Oh,
Are we sure there's no fucking nuclear apocalypse? We're keeping the windows open here. We're keeping them open. I gotta make sure there's no goddamn nuclear Armageddon going on because I feel like I just got an alert that the fucking Russians are here and they're gonna fucking bomb us.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Well, I'm feeling very Red Dawn-ish.
That's someone who should have written a Star Wars movie.
Who?
John Milius. You want to talk about like just straight up action, kick ass, like
That, you know what? That's almost going too far.
What do you mean?
If we're gonna say like Charmino Ben Chinoy went in one direction, John Milius would go in too much of a different direction.
No, it's not because John Milius. There's nothing.
He's quite masculine, is my point.
He is,
and maybe too adult. Adult masculine, likes war, bloodshed, and people getting decapitated.
Yeah, but he also.
No, I'm not. I love Apocalypse Now. I love John Milius's fucking screenplays. The guy is brilliant. I'm just not sure if someone who did Apocalypse Now would be a great fit for Star Wars.
Yeah, he is because he did Conan the Barbarian. And
you are right about that.
If you tone down the violence and you make like, if you tone down a lot of the adult stuff, Conan's like a straight up action adventure, everything you want from that kind of genre.
Here's what Star Wars needs. We said this before.
A good story.
No, but who has hit? Favreau and Filoni have hit. Who has wanted?
Gareth Edwards.
Okay, I'm gonna give you that too. Who has wanted to do Star Wars? Got John Favreau, Dave Filoni, Gareth Edwards. Who has been hesitant and like, I don't know. J.J. Abrams was hesitant. We've gotten other people who are like, I mean, yeah, maybe I would do Star Wars. Maybe. No. Disney should be choosing people like Favreau and Filoni going forward, which is, I'm a Star Wars freak and I have an idea and I want to do it. Okay? Those are the people they need. They don't need to go out and like recruit people and see and then fucking fit them into Star Wars. They should have someone who loves and appreciates Star Wars and has that person then joining it.
It's very hard to find someone who doesn't actually like the original trilogy. That's the problem, though. It's
But I gotta say, you need something like you gotta have some depth rather than, hey, yeah, I like the Star Wars movies, and you're aware that Disney could pay you, $1 billion. Okay, I'm just saying, find the people who have the idea and who really want to do it. And I think that's going to be the key to your success.
Well, okay, maybe since we're talking about...
I did want to say, Ewan McGregor says he would love to do season 2.
Oh, he would...
Of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He would keep playing Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, if they wanted to bring him back as a Force ghost, he would totally
Well, listen up then. Disney, if you have Ewan McGregor wanting to play Obi-Wan Kenobi, do something with him! He is the best actor in Star Wars history. Period. That's it. I know Alec Guinness won an Oscar for The Bridge Over the River Kwai. And Adam Driver is unbelievable.
He ain't coming back.
All he does is get nominated for Oscars. The guy's sick. And fucking Harrison Ford is arguably the biggest movie star ever. I'm talking about in terms of movie star, combined with charisma, combined with getting the character, combined with acting in a Star Wars movie. Ewan McGregor checks all those boxes. I would submit that Ewan McGregor is the best Star Wars actor. I'm not saying we can all have our debates of he's the best Star Wars actor. And Obi-Wan Kenobi's an iconic character. If Ewan McGregor wants to make more Obi-Wan Kenobi shit, do it already!
That's what Vin Diesel does with those Fast movies. They make a shit ton of money, and like he gets to do whatever passion project thing he wants to do. The studio let him do. Remember when he did all those Riddick movies?
Mm-hmm.
That's because those Fast movies were like paying for 3 Riddick films. Like one Fast film would like basically finance 4 Riddick films. So,
I don't know why we're not doing a Obi-Wan and Vader little miniseries show. Like, I mean, I know we just did the Obi-Wan Kenobi, but there's more room to explore. Again, Vader, Palpatine, Tarkin, that interesting that triangle of weirdness. I'd love to see something like that.
I mean,
and then where would Obi-Wan fit? Or more Obi-Wan adventures. What is he doing?
I'd like to see a younger Thrawn. Like, we see Thrawn.
I'm good with that.
We see Thrawn when he's an admiral, and that's, a few
and
years.
Why wasn't he? Yeah. Show his jealousy of Tarkin. Because in Heir to the Empire, he did seem to have some jealousy of, or at least resentment and bitterness towards people who he thought the only reason why they were ahead of him was because they were humans, and he had the blue skin. So they kind of actually
there's discrimination,
racism sort of thing, yeah. But not in a societal fucking way, in like a way that makes not in an earthly societal way, a way that makes sense in Star Wars is my point.
Yeah.
So you can still talk about issues like that. Just make them Star Wars. Make them fucking important to the story. We're all good. At least Daisy Ridley said that she thinks the story was cool as shit. That's ridiculous. That's like legitimately, I meant to say, what we said. What we've been saying is that all we want to hear out of the actors is we have a cool as shit story. Like our story is cool as shit. That's all we've been saying, and she actually used the phrase "cool as shit."
But
here's what I'm gonna say. Daisy, good start. I love it. Cool as shit. That's what Yaddle's been asking for. Just give us 1 or 2 sentences what that means. Stories is cool as shit. You're gonna see Rey do some things or have an encounter with this bad guy, or she's gonna be doing blah blah blah, without giving anything away. You can give 2 or 3 sentences. Okay, so
$15 million is a lot of money, and I'm sure the NDA they're very much about that.
No, they told her to go out and do this interview.
Well, no, yeah,
to say cool as shit.
Yeah,
no, that's what they told her. I'm telling you,
I'm sure
this was a PR thing.
Oh no, well, absolutely.
Her ass has had to fucking get out there and do promotional work because of Charmin Obaid-Chinoy. I'm telling you.
Well, because she's the only one that she's the star. There's really no one else.
Yeah, but she was not hitting the promotional circuit before the fucking idiot directors that shit.
Well, yeah.
Now she's doing a variety article interview, the sit down with the Horowitz podcast.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. No, because
damage control.
No, well, maybe we should talk about what I wanted to talk about.
Let's go.
Now. So, you want to talk about damage control? I've noticed recently, because we talk all the time about how Facebook listens to everything, so it's listening to Yaddle Chattle right now.
Yes,
and I get a lot of Star Wars stuff in my feed, and one of them was about was an article that was supposed to be from the perspective of Frank Oz, and how Frank Oz didn't understand the backlash from The Last Jedi. And I've just noticed that a lot of people lately have been running some kind of damage control, kind of PR. We need to defend The Last Jedi.
I can see that, because think about it. If they're putting a lot of money into this Rey movie, they want to start maybe subtly trying to do a little revisionist history as, I don't understand why the sequel got so much hate. It was really good.
Now,
so I know what you mean.
I don't have necessarily any issue. Really, my issues with The Force Awakens are very minimal. I think overall
fun movie.
It's a fun Star Wars film, right?
Yes.
The Rise of Skywalker. The reason why it is what it is because of everything that happens in The Last Jedi. you took Luke off the game, like you said, a chessboard. You took Luke off.
Yep.
And then Carrie Fisher dies.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Sad.
well,
Yep.
who other legacy characters do we have? Lando. And don't get me wrong, I love Lando. I'm looking forward to a Lando movie or series wherever they eventually put out with Donald
Right.
Glover.
I think it's been changed to a movie, but maybe a Disney Plus movie. Anyway, go ahead.
Whatever it is, you've taken off like the big three.
Yes.
You've removed all the big three from the chess piece, the chessboard.
Yep.
And any writer or director is like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
No, that's why Trevorrow left. That's why Colin Trevorrow left.
So like.
That's episode 9.
I don't necessarily put all of the blame on JJ for the Rise of Skywalker.
I don't put blame on JJ.
Because, like, the whole Snoke thing, like...
Snoke was a stupid character. They should have... I actually... Okay, Hot Take Dave is here. I sort of liked what they did in episode 9. They just should have done more Easter eggs in 7 and 8. They clearly made that up in episode 9 because they were scrambling. Because again, Rian Johnson went so hard into business for himself. He didn't just kill Luke. He kills Captain Phasma. He kills Snoke. He kills the bad guy. Now, having said that, I actually thought Snoke was a little weak because he was so much like the Emperor.
Well,
there was literally no difference, in my personal opinion. Vibe, voice, everything.
Well, you see, that's where...
So, but if they had done an Easter egg at the beginning, episode 7 and 8, and really kind of started planning, oh, maybe Snoke isn't who we thought he was, and you got to say that on screen, and then the big reveal, it's been Palpatine the whole time, boom. But they scrambled. I don't think that. What I'm saying is,
because
I
there was no plan,
Palpatine,
and
I know there was no plan,
and that's on Kathleen Kennedy.
That's the point. Because they had a stupid fucking idea of, rather than planning out the trilogy, we're going to pass the goddamn most important franchise ever, just like it's a fucking shitty baton in some fucking high school track meet. And we're just going to fucking here. Now it's your turn. You go. You fucking go. No! That's not what they should have done. They needed to plan the whole thing out. The only time it wasn't planned out was after 1977, episode 4. By then... He had in his head Empire and Jedi, and for the prequel trilogy, he planned out what was going to happen in a big sense, not specifically, but he had the idea.
Yeah, he had an outline.
But for whatever reason, they didn't fucking decide that would be smart. I don't know why.
But all right. So a few things. So basically, they're trying to blame the backlash and diminish the backlash that the Last Jedi got by saying it was all trolls. They were gaming the review system. All of this stuff. They're trying to, like you said, the retcon, revise history, because Kathleen Kennedy put a lot of stock in Rian Johnson. She was the boy. He was supposed to be the golden child. He was the one that was getting his own trilogy. Like all of these things were a lot of the future of Star Wars was riding on the back of him.
It was Rian Johnson, not Filoni or Favreau at this point. It was all Rian Johnson.
And
that was a major miscalculation. And I still would like to know,
going back to
if Kathleen Kennedy saw that script and what she thought of Luke Skywalker getting killed off. We know Mark Hamill had an issue with that because of the Last Jedi documentary, which you can watch. And him saying, I strongly disagree with this.
And this is the other...
I'm very curious. I would love, you know what would help? Let's just think about this for a second. Honestly, you know what would help?
What?
Them talking about it.
They're not going to.
I would love Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson just to do something where they discuss certain motivations for decisions. And if they just said, you know what, maybe we fucked up by killing Luke, I honestly think a lot of people would get off their back.
No, because I think a lot of people are angry about how cynical Luke was.
That's true. That is
Luke,
true. He was a fucking grumpy asshole.
And that's one of the things he talks about in this article from /film is that...
Who? Frank Oz?
No, not Frank Oz. The author.
Okay, well, don't worry.
Try to frame it
The writer. Just go.
Anthony Crislip.
Okay, Anthony Crislip. Okay, great.
So, I I think that, and you've brought this up before, and fucking Mark Hamill, the guy who played Luke Skywalker, says, the character's always supposed to be upbeat. He's always supposed to be positive.
He's the most hopeful fucking character. He's the most optimistic.
He is the new hope.
Character in
He's the new
entire goddamn all 6 movies. There is no one who is more glass half full, positive. We're gonna get this. We're gonna do it. We're gonna win. Cheerful, sunny character. Not even Leia, would I say, is as optimistic. Honestly, Luke is just that fucking, and you would say he might even have his head in the clouds in some regard, but it still makes him likable because he's so positive. Who the hell is this guy on the island?
I would say the only thing he should have been cynical about was that it was right that the Jedi should die, but the way that he went about, like, it should be, no. It should be, this is why I think the philosophy is wrong.
The Jedi traditions needed to, some traditions needed to die.
Here's
some
how
of the dogma needed to die, not the Jedi Order.
How do we fix the problem?
Exactly.
It's that he'd given up completely on fixing the problem.
Here's how they fucking need to fix the problem. The Jedis cannot be a fucking Navy SEAL Team 6 to rent by the government anytime the government wants to use them. And they let themselves get used like that in the last 100 years.
Well, they had...
Under Yoda and Mace Windu, they let themselves be fucking pawns.
Well, they were supposed to be
stupid
peacekeepers.
Come on, peacekeepers who fucking behead plenty of fucking enemies, aliens, robots, and all that shit.
Well, I think that the Jedis were supposed to be knights errants, but...
well, that's my point. You get involved in warfare, my friend.
Then you become
that's down the wrong road for the Jedi.
But the other... I think that, and going back to what you said earlier in this exact episode,
Aren't I smart?
Was we don't want political messaging. And what is the entire Canto Bite subplot? It's all political messaging. The rich are completely out of touch with the poor. There's this whole environmental thing.
I didn't mind that.
The animal rights, but you,
all right,
but
fair
you
enough.
get the
You didn't like that for that reason. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't like that.
Okay, fair.
I thought
I've never heard that. That's new. That's a brand new thing.
No, I thought it was a very well known thing.
No, I mean I didn't see that necessarily as some overly thing, but I guess people do, and I guess you did, so that's fair. Is all I'm saying. It's a fair comment.
So I'll go back to some of the other points.
But I like Canto Bite.
Making other points I've made. There are too many subplots. None of them make any kind of sense whatsoever. It isn't a remix of The Empire Strikes Back, because the whole thing was that the Empire, at the end of Empire, they're winning. Like, they've taken out one of their generals.
No, I get it, man. Look, this is obvious. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The reason why Episode 8 is polarizing for too many people is because Rian Johnson went into business for himself and decided to make a Star Wars trilogy in one movie. So he did Acts 1, 2, and 3, and he did it in the one movie, which is why you get some people so confused as they say Episode 8, The Last Jedi, is the best Star Wars movie, because it's kind of like an entire trilogy in one movie.
That's
and I'm
stupid.
like, that's why it's a failure. Because this is a franchise. No one movie should be going into business for itself and telling, a 3-act arc in that one film.
Well, I mean, I know what you're, big concepts.
Big concept.
I didn't understand why they had to bring in this Admiral Hodo. It didn't make any sense.
I don't know. They could have done everything that Laura Dern did. Leia should have done. We all know this. There's no reason for that character. That need to be Leia doing everything that Laura Dern did, and I love Laura Dern. Jurassic Park, Twin Peaks, the revised version, she was brilliant. Love Laura Dern. No reason.
It's not against Laura Dern.
This isn't Episode 8, fucking Yaddle.
No,
we know you hate it. Can we move on?
Well, I'm just saying that a lot of people now are trying to do this like revisionist.
Oh, okay. That was your point.
It's really a great film. And
because they're putting money into the Rey movie. So now I agree with you. I think there is an organized, no question about it, concerted effort for Disney to get people their friends, maybe bloggers, maybe whoever, actors, writers, directors, and yes, you're right, maybe websites, maybe the Josh Horowitzes of the world, who's very popular, and they're trying to get these folks to spread some positive, some positivity on the sequel trilogy. I guarantee you, because they have a lot of money invested in Rey.
Okay.
And they're not gonna, if they get rid of the Rey movie now,
No.
Kathleen Kennedy would have to
There's
have to be fired.
Such a simple way to solve that. When, and they can take a page from one of their own franchises. When Don Cheadle replaced Terrence Howard as James Rhodes / War Machine.
Yes.
They did it with like the scene where he's appearing before the Senate and he's like, I'm here. This is me. Let's just get this over with.
Talking to the microphone.
I am.
Lean, I know, but you've looked over at me 7 times in the last 30 seconds. You're getting back into that. Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Disease has brain.
That's how you do it.
Your brain has disease, actually. Yes.
With the new Jedi film. The sequel trilogy happened in the past, and we're just moving forward. And that's all you have to do.
It's going to be difficult for people to do with Rey, who is the poster girl for that thing, and she gets the first movie in the sequel trilogy era.
Well, we also we've discussed that before, and that is why they're doing the Mando and Grogu.
First, 100%.
Because it's let's get the fans back.
But think about this for a second. I just want you to. I have no doubt that all of this bullshit is genuinely because of the comments made by Charmin Obaid-Chinoy.
Oh, yeah.
And if this doesn't tell you, Disney, you must.
You got to deliver a home run.
But you got to deliver a home run, and you must get focused on telling your actors, your direct. You must move on from getting on a pedestal and telling everyone, how to live or how much a certain group of people suck. We understand. Men suck. Jared and I have admitted it now, I guess.
You have.
All men suck. So we get it. The message is clear. Now it's 2024. Can we now just have fun things, fun movies and things to talk about?
Well, I want to be hopeful. I want to be optimistic. I want to go into that and be like, okay, I can't wait for the Mangold film.
It's tough to go in with a clear mind and an open mind. You're right, as I always do with Star Wars, when the director says, I like to make men feel uncomfortable. That's a stupid comment.
It is a stupid comment.
You shouldn't do that, dummy. And let me tell you something. Why?
Because men
Because
buy
not
action
every
figures.
man's an asshole. So why would you make every man uncomfortable? Do you know what generalizations are? Stereotypes are? You fucking idiot. That's why men got pissed. Because you're not saying, I like to make dick-headed men uncomfortable. I like to make asshole men uncomfortable. What about the men who believe in women's rights, you fucking dork? Why would you make me uncomfortable? Fuckhead.
I don't understand why you would alienate half your audience, especially when those are the guys that go out and buy all the merchandise.
Well, that's why we're seeing this. I agree.
That's where you make all your money, is the merchandise.
Fucking Daisy Ridley, Frank Oz, all of them. They're all hitting
That's
the
why
promotional circuit to basically say, the sequel trilogies were good. Look, you don't have to convince me. I'm not a sequel trilogy hater. I just want Star Wars to be cool and fun. It needs to be more fun. It needs to be more fun. It needs to be fun. You know?
I want
aliens, spaceships, this and that. Moral messaging needs to go now.
I want the only criticism to be about like stupid technical stuff.
Yes.
I don't want it to be about huge
we've
plot
done there,
holes.
been that. Patriarchy bad. Ladies good.
Which is exactly
We
what the entire
understand.
plot of the movie is going to be.
Do the fucking, I know, but just fine. Even if that's the plot, I will go along with it if it's just cool. If I get aliens, I get monsters, I don't feel condescended or talked down to. They're not actually fucking, shitting on everything. They're just trying to make some big fucking movie and they have a theme. But
the theme should be fun. It should be joy. It should
Fun!
be a roller coaster
Hope!
ride.
Hope. No, for real. George Lucas has always said, You can boil down to Star Wars to one word. Hope. That's it. That is what Star Wars is. It's about hope. They're hopeful movies. They're not always, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. You need to fix the way, you know.
Well, you're right, because every film ends like, Qui-Gon thought that Anakin was the hope, right?
That's it, man. It's about hope.
Even in the Attack of the Clones, it was the Jedi that was the hope to end the Clone Wars, right?
Yes, sir.
And then Revenge of the Sith, it's Luke and Leia. We've got to protect these kids because they're our only hope.
Exactly.
Then we get A New Hope, right? And despite, the Empire taking out Han Solo and Luke Skywalker and all that stuff, it ends with, like, Luke putting his arm around Leia, and they're, like, looking out. They're like, we're going to get shit back together.
They've lost the plot. These stories are beautiful fairy tales about hopefulness. They are not modern day stories. They are not, hey, we're going to set a science fiction in order to reflect what's going on in society right now. They are not mirrors of contemporary society. That is not what Star Wars is. There's plenty of science fiction that you can go to for that. The best being Twilight Zone. You want sci-fi that is a gorgeous mirror of how fucked up society.
Or the original Star Trek.
Or the original Star Trek.
Or the Next Generation.
But the televised Star Trek with Captain Kirk, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And that they were aiming at doing that. No doubt about it. Gene Roddenberry, 100% want to talk about modern day societal issues. Absolutely. And that's what made Star Trek unique and cool for Star Trek. But it was what it's a big difference between what Star Trek does and Star Wars.
Yes.
That is Star Trek. Star Wars is mythological. You think Odysseus, you think the Iliad, you think
Beowulf.
Epic adventures, Beowulf. It's not to hold a mirror up to society. It isn't. That's not Star Wars. That's Star Trek. That's Twilight Zone. Fuck, that's Starship Troopers.
Well.
There are plenty of fucking sci-fi that you can go to for that. What makes Star Wars so cool is that this is like our like Bible, These are like grand fucking stories, mythological stories. And they allow us to escape from all of the bullshit. That's all.
Because
God damn you, Jared.
As we said before, if you're going to spend $100 to go take your kids to a movie theater, like a family to go see a movie.
Now, do you pronounce it movie theater or theater?
Theater.
Okay, theater.
Theater.
I taught my kids when they were very young to call it the movie theater, and they still do it. And I feel very happy about that.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Other people kind of smirk when they say that. And
the movie theater?
Well, no, I don't say do it in a British accent, but I just say it's a theater. Movie theater.
Theater.
Now, Les Conrad, do you know who he is?
No.
Damn right you don't. But rest in peace to Les Conrad.
F.
Classic Star Wars actor who, no, we don't know who he is. But listen to the resume of Les Conrad. Played one of the two major Gamorrean guards in Return of the Jedi that you first see Luke, when he chokes one of them out. He played a Hoth rebel. He played a stormtrooper. He was a double for the Emperor, and he played a Naboo civilian.
Good for him. Wow.
Gamorrean guard, Hoth rebel, stormtrooper, double for the Emperor, Naboo. Five fucking the Peter Sellers of goddamn Star Wars, this Les Conrad. We never knew who he was. Well, now we do, Lessie. Les Conrad.
Rest in
the Force. No, we should do some Star Wars. Rest in the Force. Do they say anything? May the Force be with you. Do they? Be at one with the Force.
Oh, yeah, they become one with the Force.
They become one.
That's
Les Conrad, may you become one with the Force. May the Force rise to meet you. Ooh, that's like an Irish thing.
Yes.
We go, may the road rise to meet you. Les Conrad, may the Force rise to meet you.
There's one of the...
You know me, Jared. What was my first big-time Halloween costume? And I use the word big-time specifically. What was it? Take a guess. Kindergarten. Let's go.
Luke Skywalker, Return of the Jedi?
Was fucking Les Conrad dressed up like Luke Skywalker, you piece of shit? Was Les Conrad fucking dressed up as a goddamn Jedi?
I guess the Gamorrean Guard?
Gamorrean Guard! Look at the big brain on Brad! Oh my! You got it.
Thank you.
That was my first costume. I got the Gamorrean Guard proper rubber mask. And then my mom helped, she got like a little pillow that she could put in my stomach. Got like green shit, and I got like those little like fucking plastic axe. It's fucking awesome. And I was very happy because the year before I had gone as E.T. and it was the little shitty plastic mask with the string. Come on, mommy. Because in the store they had full-on rubber E.T. masks. Well, she got me the fucking one with the string.
She got to buy 4 costumes for 4 kids.
Come on!
4 costumes.
Come on!
That's a lot of money.
Go! I wanted the real E.T. The fucking head, not the thing with the string, like the Mr. Rogers mask. Come on, mama. But I made such a I was such a brat, so horrible, that the next year she did it properly and got the Gamorrean Guard proper mask. Funny story. When I was dressed as E.T., we went to nursery. I went to nursery school that day. And for whatever reason, the local channel 34 decided to have a little feature on different, kids wearing their Halloween costumes in school. And who'd they choose?
You.
Davey Mack to do the interview.
Do you think that's where it started?
No, the teachers go, who has a lot of personality? And they go, okay, this kid and that kid.
Oh, no.
No, here's the deal.
That's my kid.
Apparently, me and the girl totally froze on TV because there was gigantic cameras, flashing lights, red light, and this big, humongous man, at the time he was huge, pushing the microphone in. So, what's your favorite thing about Halloween? And you're like, ah!
Candy.
But then they said I warmed up, and I was like, this is my E.T. impression. And everyone's like, that's so good. You stole the show. Meanwhile, the girl, she still stayed frozen. I remember her name, too. Stacia. Stacia.
Like Anastasia.
Stacia. Stacia froze. Davey Mack, finally. I rose to the challenge. You know what they call me, Davey Red Light. When the fucking red light goes on, it's magic time. I can't shut it off. If you tell me the microphone's hot, the camera's rolling, I'm gonna fucking give you a show, motherfucker. Started when I was 5. I won't lie. First 30 seconds, I was terrified. Got some guy smiley fucking in my face. I remember his teeth being huge. But then again, I was, 5. I don't know what the fuck. Maybe he had normal-sized teeth.
He had adult teeth. But they were capped and bleached white.
So I watched all of Mando.
Oh my god.
Book of Boba Fett. And Ahsoka Tano. I'm on a Star Wars run right now, and I don't even know why. If there's one person who needs new Star Wars, it's me. I really do. I've been rewatching. So I do like to watch some Star Wars after Yaddle Chattle, but I'm out of ideas. I'm going to Jedi Jared for them.
Oh, for Star Wars
yes.
ideas?
What
or
can I watch?
Shows?
And me right now. What can I watch? Come on, give me something. Give me something tasty. Oh, I also watch Empire Strikes Back, so don't throw that in there.
You can
And I watch Rise of Skywalker, so don't throw that in there.
Maybe watch something like a palate cleanser besides Star Wars.
Excuse me, is this palate chattel? It's fucking Yaddle Chattle. I want a Star Wars to watch as I edit Yaddle Chattle. Our wonderful producer, Robert, is in Montreal doing stand-up comedy. So we're not going to have any of the fancy stars and graphics. I'm just going to upload this shit straight up. Okay?
Okay. I would just say get a palate cleanser. That way you can reappreciate.
I want it to be a Star Wars palate cleanser, you motherfucker. So give me a fucking Star Wars thing to watch.
Attack of the Clones.
Okay. What's the reason? Because I'm interested. I'm listening.
I don't know. I always like the my favorite parts when you get to see all of those Jedi in that arena because that was the first time we'd seen like
Lots.
a shit ton of Jedi just kicking ass.
There's some great shit in that.
Plus,
the Obi-Wan Jango Fett fight is awesome.
Jango Fett rules.
Then the Obi-Wan Jango Fett spaceship chase scene is awesome. It's also the first time we get to see Yoda ever wield a lightsaber. That's awesome. I also like Anakin and Obi-Wan going after that changeling assassin at the beginning. There's a lot of good stuff in Attack of the Clones. I'm watching it. I'm doing it. I'm going to Attack of the Clones. You fucking asshole. You done it to me. I'll be watching Attack of the Clones immediately upon your departure.
You are welcome.
I'll do it. Do you have a cage match?
Yes, I do.
A good one?
It might be a decent one.
What is it?
You
don't have it.
I don't have one.
He does. He's lying.
I'm lying.
Why do you lie? Come up. You have one thing to do. That's a Star Wars cage match where we put two beloved Star Wars characters
Because I keep thinking
in
we're
an
retiring
octagon,
that.
in an MMA. I don't want to retire it because I enjoy pontificating about Star Wars, and it's the one segment where we have a guaranteed pontification point. See? There's always you're guaranteed to pontificate with the cage match. That's why I like it.
Okay, fine.
So, I'm not letting you off the hook.
Oh, you're not?
No, we got We got
Admiral
3 minutes left in this Yoda song.
Admiral Akbar versus Hux.
Admiral Akbar versus Hux.
Yeah. What do you got, tough guy?
All right, you got lobster. You got a red lobster versus a red head. So you got a lot of red in this situation. I actually like this matchup. You've done something good for a change. You should be proud of yourself for the first time in your life. Because I think this is highly unique. I don't see either guy necessarily physically dominating the other. So I think it would be a great matchup. I actually could see this going all 5 rounds in the UFC octagon, and that is what that's how I'm envisioning these things, being done in a UFC octagon. At the end of the day, buddy, only because of youth am I going with Hux, and I'm literally only going there because of youth.
Oh, okay.
I think I also don't know how a calamari fights on land. In the water, right? I'm taking fucking Akbar every goddamn day of the week. But we know this is not in water. This is in a UFC octagon. That's why we call it the Star Wars cage match. So based on the land factor, Hux.
I'd say that Akbar has way more actual combat experience in general. So I think he could adjust to fighting on land as opposed to fighting on water.
Remember, this is hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's had hand-to-hand combat experience, whereas I don't think Hux has ever actually had hand-to-hand combat experience. I think he's very much in the Tarkin school of, I went to some academy, but I've never actually fired a gun.
Or Nepo baby.
Possibly.
Well, we
know that.
No, definitely.
Yes.
His father was in the Mandalorian.
Yes. Whereas
on that evil council of shadows or whatever it was called, right?
Yes. Which I'm really looking forward to seeing in the Mando movie because we're not getting a season 4.
Yeah, I like those people. So. Well, all right, so you're going
Akbar.
Okay, final answer. General Hux. Give Darth David 50 points and deduct 50 points from Jedi Jared. And that's going to do it.
Okay.
Another Yaddle Chattle in the books. Why don't you say goodbye and tell them all how much you love them.
Thank you, everybody. We love you, and have a good night.
Hey! Good night, everybody!